Their BO3 against Gen.G.
Ooh, look at this already. Gen.G wanting to get aggressive down towards B main. Again, that proactivity that we were talking about in the pregame. The trademark here, though, all of these things coming into effect early on. Rhyme is going to be able to break it, but it's 5 players here. T1 versus the 3 of Gen.G. Who comes out on top? And surprisingly, there's not even an engagement.
No, not at all. They approach that backside. They take the control. They grab orb, and they're not going to approach. They don't want to approach. They take up the peak. Nobody's there. So if anything, they've now just isolated out that mid side. They still have someone over towards the B side. But what is going on? 7? How does he even get up there? It's cheeky that he even wants to get up there. And Sean does actually get that trade back, but such an awkward spot to do so. Finally, the plant is going down now for T1 and Gen.G. It's not exactly that they're plugged out away from this site. They have quite a few angles to approach from.
Yeah, this was a big threat for Gen.G. It's like, okay, we get very aggressive towards B main, but this tube area is what's going to be the big scary factor, right? Wall's going up here for this post plant, and the tricky spot here as well. It's, oh my goodness, it's inaccessible. You actually have to break this wall to get onto it.
No way.
And Vipo's got the right click. Vipo's got 11 bullets, and they're walking right into his crosshair, but he's only able to manage 1 just trying to dance around, gets
that's
the
so
back up,
huge.
and they're
That's so
taking this
huge.
peak. Gen.G are walking into the jaws of T1. This plant setup is perfect for them.
Oh no, Sean, he was anticipating a close plant. Oh, he was anticipating someone off over towards kitchen, or excuse me, out over towards top.
There was a T1 picking up that first round, going to the second round with a full buy. It's an early aggression here again from Gen.G as they want to get control early towards A, but with just pistols, how much impact can they find?
Oh no, Sean with a sheriff, you always got to look out for. Does end up getting one. The angle is just a bit scary, but again, the barrel stuff back with a couple of rifles should be good, but hey. What is this over towards the mid side? Is that GMD and Kusta trying to do some tricky stuff? Indeed. Indeed it is. And it didn't work. So it's going to be potentially probably another round for T1 because Gen.G, these last 2 players, they are kind of funneling them.
The dart early on here by nature. This could get a lot of information and more than likely will. Both players, both Sean and Rhyme, taking an aggressive approach towards top pipes. And in the meantime, Nature's going to pivot back towards mid. T1 all lining themselves up outside of A. Set for Pony, who's going to work, or at least try and work something mid off of his poison orb. Time is ticking, but T1 are taking it slow. They don't need to actively seek out these fights. They're going to try and pick them off one by one. And Gen.G, it's quiet. It's eerily quiet. And with this control towards B, the ability for GMD to back away, drop a snake bite, and delay the B site, they're going to risk this 3-player stack towards A in a heavy lean as well.
It's just going to be that watch over on B for GND because, again, nobody for T1 is making any sort of noise.
It's a really good owl drone.
Oh, the owl drone's good, yeah. Comes out at the same time as the other owl drone, but even then, it's just going to get a whole lot of good info. Spike still, however, is not making its way over towards A. Look at the sneak up in kitchen. In Kusta, he might have the angle early. He pops in and can't exactly pop out. Pony ends up getting him. The spike is down, but he's able to pick it back up. You do have GMD still back over in B main and can cover this up. He does have the Viper wall next to him. He does have the orb ready up in up in boxes, but even then, GMD. Oh, he's actually going to be able to at least get one. I was just scared if they were actually going to find him. No, they still find him. They get the one back, but it's definitely not enough space for T1.
Team out in delay. So Gen.G finding the first round here. Both teams having their full buy, but Gen.G are working with at least one less gun, and that's the bold dog. However, now they've got even one less. Sean going down early to a wallbang from Thwaifoot towards top nest. It looks like T1. Their slow and steady approach is working out, but one player has slipped through. Kusta walking his way down towards bottom tube.
Oh no, so close. Could have gotten at least some mileage off of this, but this is just getting worse and worse for the defense. One by one, the 1v1s go down, but the B side is actually getting quite the stack. Didn't expect Ryan to get here so quickly. It's him alongside GMD, but yeah, they're not going to find anything either. These attacking players going back over towards the A site. And yeah, no, this just sucks again. This seems like the umpteenth time that T1 are able to just slip into a spot where simply Gen.G just have no watch.
Yeah, I think this is Gen.G. As soon as the spike goes down, they are probably considering a save. And Valorant's going to go up, and there's just simply no reaction. Wall goes up as well, and it looks like Gen.G are going to concede this third round to T1.
Do they even know?
I think.
Oh, they know now. They definitely know now.
30 seconds
but it's tough for T1.
planted.
But Gen.G definitely made it easier. But I mean, that's on me. I should have went up to Diamond by now, but you know, I'm just not putting in the effort, not putting in the hours. As of course these last two teams have. As we get back into the action finally. Couple of approaches back over towards that mid side. It is at least going to be the two players, but like I mentioned, the wall up over in tunnel. We've been waiting for that for a good bit. But Kusta has always been a bit proactive. He's gone back over towards the B site, and now he's just ready for a take because T1, they're not attacking A.
Yeah, and it's Sean and Rhyme that have a lot of good A control and the ability to kind of just back out if they need to, right? Sean gets a pick, dismisses. Rhyme can obviously dash away, but T1 are approaching this B site with some vigor. 7. Ooh, I thought 7 was going to go for the peak, but instead it's Steel who goes for the peak and instantly gets traded out. The res is here and available, and Kusa might be wanting to go for it, but I think T1 are trying to deny them. In the meantime, no shift. A little bit of a back away from those two players on that A site. It's uncertain as to where this is going to go, and this is what we were talking about in the pre-show. Like, this is a very slow T1 style, and well, it's opened up 2 picks. 7 finds one of that operator, and the Sage down. And the Viper out as well. So this retake, you don't have that Viper wall, becomes a little bit more difficult. But these 3 players,
a little bit,
they are coming in. And however, the Viper was very wary to 2 of them.
Yeah, a lot of bit difficult. They just have to essentially hold these out dry.
Oh,
Viper walls up. Pony. Oh my god, Pony, that sucks, bro. He's able to actually get 2 out of that. Jobs are just a bit easier. The control over towards the back of A has always been something actually pretty easy for Gen.G thus far. They're indeed going to do the exact same thing. All 4 players going up to heaven, making the jump up towards ramp. So we could see a bit of action there, but Pony and Steel are actually watching the crossover. So if anything, these players are getting a bit scared. Sean finally finds a pixel onto Thwifo. No more Sage now, no more heal, but still, it's a lot of space remaining for T1. They're going up towards that mid side, but GMD and Sean both getting kills. What is going on? Revive coming in at the same time. T1 out of nowhere now find themselves down 2.
Oh,
make it down 3.
Rhyme just able to pick up 1 though. It's down to just Pony. Reliable old Pony.
What?
Already dinked down.
That sucks, bro.
Random shot from under tube and Pony. He's in his Viper's pit, but that's really all he's got going for him. 1 bullet is all it's going to take, and well, they're starting to walk through. The Aldrons come through as well. Pony, he's getting a little bit antsy.
Oh, he throws on the bite.
First. Snakebite will delay just a little bit. Oh, and he dodges the Aldron. Goodness me. He couldn't get another. That Snakebite, it connects. It does get to half, but Pony.
Ryman's so low, he can't even go on either. Nature, he's thinking about it, but again, they need that bite to go away. Nature in, running out of HP. Pony with the anti-structure.
Exceptionally close. Gen.G able to shut it down though as they approach that B bomb site. T1 tried to make the read on that aggression, but they get the eco through, and now T1 little bit of a predicament as aggression showing out for Rhyme is going to find this first pick, and he's going to instantly back away, and we know T1, they're not going to react. The Viper's Pit activated here on A, and it's a more of a mid focus here. Looks like Rhyme's going to back away as well and try and just play with his team.
Man, what's the re-aggression looking like? Because Gen.G never really see something like this, but if there's ever a fast rotation to be made, this is quite fast. 2 players back over towards that mid side. They were behind the orb for a quick second, which would have been cool, but they actually do want to fight this. There's a couple of bots at the bottom of mid, and if anything, Gen.G, they're just trying to cut off potentially a rotation or 2 as they go back with just about 45 seconds left. They could be in for a rude awakening.
So here's the thing, I'm very certain T1 know that this is a stack towards the B side, and they're cutting noise. They're not making a single movement. They're getting deep, and they're getting control. They all want to swing together, and yup, it works. A taken towards that backside instead, towards and a Guardian for Kusta. But T1 now lining 5 up outside of A, except for 7, who's just going to hold this mid lane.
Oh my god. The util stack in the middle of that choke point, making sure that nobody from Gen.G can make their way through early. Spended quite a bit to actually clear that one out, and they're actually not going to do a lot with it either. Just going to leave Curry all the way back over towards the A area, essentially. And with that, oh, the Owl Drone, this could be a jackpot, but I think he only spotted 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing again, it's like, I feel like it doesn't really matter what info you get in a mid-round like this, because Team 1, they can just flip the switch and go the other way. They've left Curry to be that solo lurk in case they want to pivot back, and they have that easy possibility. They have the mid-cross covered as well. They've saved this Viper as well for whatever exit they want. So there's really nothing that Gen.G can feed off of here. Owl Drone will clear out B main, I think, at this point in time. Gen.G should be feeling the B hit, but again, because of that uncertainty, because of this slow T1 style, they cannot make that gamble call. And if anything, they're peeling away from the B site to play the retake because they don't know where the hit is coming.
Ooh. So close for Rhyme. Again, it's just the knives. So again, those longer range interactions are just going to be a bit tougher to actually aim down on. But look at this for T1. 3 players all the way back over towards A. No spike in. And exactly that, Sully. It's going to be a fake, but it's going to be a real hard one. Curry on the front line is going to be able to get one. Out goes a little bit of utility. Not only that, but the ulti coming out at the same time. And that's 4 rotation. Mission accomplished for T1. And they're still getting a whole lot of damage here on A. The plant will be able to go down on B. And Gen.G have been thoroughly bamboozled.
Yeah, look at this. They're like, wait, I thought it was going A. No, they're back towards the B side, and everyone on T1 is tailing it back towards B main. It's great to control already. And here's the thing is that Gen.G have to clear these angles. They literally have no idea where these 2 B players could be. And that's why time is ticking. They don't have a lot of it.
Oh, no.
They're going to move on now. And 7.
So entirely of this game. And it's not like just because of the timing they're winning these out. But what they're doing with that time. What they're doing with just a little bit of map control. Gen.G, they aren't exactly putting themselves in some good spots either. Because some of these 1v1s that they've been taking in some deeper choke points. Been backbreaking, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's interesting because T1 are really just waiting for the aggression, right? Spam, 3rd time that it's come through. Didn't net a kill. It did that one time onto Rhyme, but T1 are like just waiting for Gen.G to walk into them, and it's worked out extremely well for them. This time, Gen.G on an eco aren't going to be the aggressors. They're just going to sit back. T1 presented an opportunity to take up this mid space, but do they know that it's open? As Gen.G start to creep forward, T1 still sitting, waiting, and watching. I mean, they're going to drone out towards B main, but for now, they're not proactively taking anything. Now the rotations finally start to come through from Gen.G towards his B side, and it looks like we might have our sight set, but I say might because at any moment they might just pivot back to A, and with 1 kill going through, are they committed? A nice tag on a GMD, and a nice wall goes up as well to the leg.
Oh, look at this jump from 7. He just wants this kill with the GMD. There you go. You can't escape, my boy. Rhyme does come around, though, right at the same time. Taking down Pony. So not too bad. They still have one more option. Back over towards their own spawn. That's Nature. Back up towards Snowman, but he's actually backed out towards Kitchen. And it looks like his teammate might have needed him just a bit earlier on because Pony sneaks his way through, gets a 3rd kill for himself. And he's only 1 kill away from getting that in these guys' careers. This is pretty damn cool to watch. And T1, they're changing in front of our eyes.
Oh, lovely slow orb. Denying the pressure from Rhyme, and this is the first time he's going to be able to get the op out, and maybe he can find some impact. Again, 3 players here posted up towards A, but once more, Gen.G have not budged on these rotations. They still keep 1 mid, they still keep 1 on B, and it looks like they're playing the retake towards this B side. And T1, they're starting to pivot back. What has Elmo put told his team? What has he told Kusta, the IGL, to try and adjust to? And it looks like this is the call. Just play retake towards this B side. Let GMD trust in him to hold and delay these players. 7 still sits and waits. He hasn't budged either. He's got a very fast rotate here as well, though. And Gen.G, now the pressure starts to come. Drone out mid here from Nature, and 2 players still posted up on B. This is that retake setup, and they're going to have to wait for these rotations to come through. And if they take this fight, they need to be very certain they can win it.
Yeah, what's going to be the utility answer?
Away.
Oh, no, they're breaking up. They're backing up. Oh, not again. Playing with the souls, essentially, of Gen.G if they do end up committing to this. But, okay, but do they expect it? They're still keeping their bodies on A. I think this is just T1 conditioning Gen.G. We've always had a couple of surprises, right? We've always had at least a lurk or 2. And Gen.G, they've held on to their spots. 20 seconds. Rhyme, tight angle, gonna be able to get the first top rope. Thwifo, can he even get anything done? He actually puts down the wall they need for the plant. And indeed, they're gonna be able to get it. Viper's pick going up at the same time. Whiff shots going up everywhere.
Set up towards the B site, and yet they still bail out last second to A. Like, I mean, I really don't even know what to say. Another slow start here for T1, but a little bit more proactive from 7 as he wants to scour towards mid. Kusta has the wall set up here for top 2. A little bit more of a congest here towards mid, especially in Nature. He wants to get aggressive. He's ready to drone through. He's even going to walk through this Viper spins. And it's going to be a question of, does anyone else walk through here from Gen.G? Okay, no.
Yeah, okay. That was good, though. The fact that Nature walks in pretty much near the end of the toxins, he just wanted a bit. He just wanted that buffer. He was never going to walk through. He was just going to try to cover up that rotation into the bottom of tunnel just in case it happened. But we do have to focus up on the rest of B main, though. Everyone else from T1 making their way forward. And there you go. There you go. Exactly what Nature was setting up for earlier, and he gets his kill. So down goes Pony, and down goes that oh-so-crucial utility off of this. Realistically, what they're going to have to depend on is this wall from Thwyfo, and that's about it. It's going to be pretty dry in a 5v4.
Yeah, and Gen.G, it's when the spike goes down, those two players on A side finally start to rotate over. 7 in a really aggressive angle. Nature's just trying to clear out this mid side for his team to make this quick rotation. They want to make sure that there's nobody trying to lurk and double back on them. And now a movement starts to come. Steel is making this lurk. He's such a solo lurk player. We know him as the Rat, and he's looking to scour here.
In comes the crew. Curry around the corner, not going to be able to get anything. Thwyfo trying to hold off Yellow Box, but he just can't do it either. Steel and 7 running out of angles. Steel can't do anything, but the Hunter's Theory that's been there since the very beginning, finally getting the last 20-second mark if there is a lurker over at that point. And over on B, you need so much more than just Yellow Box control for that stuff to work, at least over towards those mid-tunnels. T1, they need to at least get a pick for that to work. But again, we have to focus up on another round. We have to focus up on one last chance for T1 to potentially push over their lead.
Another very slow start, as expected.
Yep.
From T1, a nice wall going up towards B. This time it looks like a little bit more of an investment towards his B side, and it's a B split here, actually. It's 3 players starting to walk up mid here. I mean, I think the idea here is that Steel and 7 will pull attention away from this B mid side, and in the meantime they're just gonna pop, right? Flash goes out here, Kusa forced to back away, and now we have a separation. 2 players on the B site, but they're nowhere near connected.
Oh, that
even
pain.
then, Kusa's still good for 1. Now GMD back towards Yellow is gonna get overwhelmed. The res comes in as well, and this is a much better round from T1.
Oh no, the pop! Oh, Sean, that was disgusting! He pops out immediately, gets the kill. Pony is even better though! Tapping away on top of the tunnel. Pony, he's on his way to an ace. Well, yeah, on his way to an ace. I thought the revive came in from Gen.G for some reason, but no, it would be. Sean has to pull off an almost impossible 1v4 as he's only playing up with the Reyna. Does have a bit of utility though. Does at least have one eye to utilize. Not a dismiss, however. He's just gonna have to deal with what he's got. The Empress gotta at least overheal for.
Put the chamber in the pregame, and they're doing the exact same thing we expected, right? 1 trademark towards top tube. That'll at least give them the cue that anyone's crossed there, so that's not too big of a worry at this point in time. A TP set up here for 7 as well to play back towards Kitchen, and Steel is gonna get a little bit of a notification that, okay, players are towards mid, and Rhyme, a quick dash towards top tube is gonna be able to get to find 1. Now they need to pivot back, and Curry tapping away at these heads. 7 here as well, backing him up here with the headhunter, and now we have a 3 versus 2.
Oh, the headshot! It's just another one of those formalities. It's the classics facing off against the Spectres, but no stack. T1, they're treating this relatively normally, not too bad. Or excuse me. I was looking at the rest. Gen.G is now on the attack. They are all in one central area. They are finally all going over towards that A site. Sorry, T1. They do have 1 player in the back that could be able to make literally all the noise, and that's just going to be Steel. Steel picks up 1 frag, another one drops right in front of him. Rhyme, oh no.
Saved up his wall just to try and play retake if it comes to it towards A, but look at T1. This is a much different approach, a much more aggressive approach as they march their way down mid. There's nothing to watch this flank, no util except for just an actual player, and it's up to GMD to really find these kills and at least protect his team's flank, but they're not even going for it. T1 is just going to hover around mid for these quick rotates.
Still gonna wait to essentially see the final part of this take. Was it just gonna be a Sage Wall? As again, all the toxins drop. They do have to refresh that just a little bit more. But again, this is all allowed time for every single member of T1 to be here. Gen.G, last time T1 were in this type of situation, they actually backed on out after they waited way too long and B Yellow to actually make their way in. Again, they still have a lot of time to actually utilize, but dang, they are simply stuck. 50 seconds left. Every player still back over towards Yellow. I wouldn't say stuck. They're willingly staying back there. Trying to wait for the toxins to go back up. Finally, it's the util that they want, and Sean's able to get the kill that they want on top of Tin Can. That's a big one. Spike finally goes down, and that's mission accomplished. Now T1 can focus on the post plant and trying to retake this.
30 seconds left.
They've denied it here. Curry broke that wall and took that aggressive peek, and now T1, that's the objective they wanted here. Sean Couple of nice headshots. 2v3 here. Steal with a Marshall.
Steal!
It's still good to find another. Steal with a headshot
Unreal.
onto Sean. And a 2v2. Both players backed up over here towards B main. And they don't have any lineups to play with. Nature has got no shock darts, so they actually need to take these aggressive fights.
They do.
Steal with only a Marshall. He's just trying to hold on. An aggressive peek, and 7 nearly finds that frag. Rhyme forced to back away.
Coin flip sort of situation by the very end of things. And now it just becomes a bit more rough for Gen.G. Let's see what their economy can actually muster, because T1, yeah, they put everything towards this, but Gen.G could easily get reset too.
Especially with losing those 3 players. I mean, Rhyme has had to relegate himself. Not really relegate, but he's got to compensate with the knives here to help economically stabilize.
Uh-oh.
And, what is this?
What is that wall?
Quick screenplay.
Okay.
They went up towards mid. Rhyme and Steel trading blows. That's a 1-for-1 for now at least. But look at this. T1 quick to adjust. They've already pivoted back here. Watching Boiler, watching that walkout from the wall. And now Gen.G, they're not so convinced that's the site they want to go for. That's not the play they want to make. And T1... it's going to be Curry to solo aggress back towards mid. They need to take this back here. They need some sort of inkling as to where they're going to be. And, well, 7 has the operator out. A quick TP back towards screens. It's up to Curry to defend this post so that 7 can get out scot-free. If he finds a pick here, it'll be a massive start here. And it would give a huge advantage to Gen.G. Depends who he finds, though. If he takes down GMD, no smokes left over here. But 7, this is the fight. He needs something here, but he looks the wrong way. Dart comes in, and he has to back away now. Can't overstay.
Oh, 7. Yeah, no, exactly. He does TP, but he was looking for a second shot. Curry in that back line, waiting for someone to peek over. He does have someone watching his right side, so now it's just Curry and trying to fight this one war ground in the middle of sight. But unfortunately, at least for him, the spike does go down, and his opponent does back up. So now Curry does have to deal at least with Rhyme. The rest of Gen.G do need to deal with so many unknown positions. But again, T1 making their way back in. They do have the defuse already, and they're going to be able to stick it maybe. Rhyme just has to...
safe, and, you know, they push them all the way back towards A main. Gen.G, like you said, could have easily been reset, have mustered up another buy here, but it is a shaky one. And Steel... sitting in the decay, sitting in the Viper's orb, and, well, both players are starting to creep up. There's a trademark there to wait for them, and all 5 players of T1 are just hovering around this mid position.
Oh, GMD. Well, that's so tough. 7. How does he do that? He ends up getting the contact, immediately backs on out, and he's able to dodge. How does 7 get any kills here? Actually, Thwyfo and Curry still picking up.
Map number 1 is Gen.G. are starved in this first half, or at least this first map, I should say. Whatever they've got is whatever they can do. They only have one rifle, really, and that being the Bulldog here, and the Guardian to play with here for Rhyme, but T1, they get the orb over here towards A main. Curry's playing a very cheeky spot here as well towards top screens. It's a super passive look towards this A side, and another very big mid pressure here from T1. They're going to get the information, and it's going to open up space for 7, and a Hunter Seer to pop as well. Should find this frag, and yes, it does. Who is that, Gus? It's GMD. Down goes the Viper.
Down goes the Viper. So pivotal for these takes, and that could just be game, set, and match for T1 if they can play their cards right. See how it actually happens, though, because Gen.G, they're getting so much space. They're gaining so much ground without a single peek for T1. They have no clue that this is happening. Thwyfo is just waiting out for an opportunity. The cross is being watched up, though. Oh, Curry, he does reveal his position. Oh,
Sean!
He gets 2! The
You
burst
kidding me?
lines up Rhyme and Sean, and 7 is still able to capitalize on another kill on a Nature. This has to be it. Kusta in a 1v5 to try to close out the map. Spike is still over towards his left. Yeah, no.